My dear brothers and sisters, my beloved believers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let me ask you a question from the heart. In the hustle of our days, in the noise of this world, where do you find your peace? Is it in the scroll of a screen? Is it in the chase of temporary things? Or is it in a connection that settles your soul, that truly fulfills you? Allah in His infinite mercy and wisdom has given us the key to the treasury of peace, the key to a fortress of calm, and that key is Dhikr, the remembrance of the Almighty. And today, I want to give you a key within that key. A powerful, profound, yet beautifully simple gift. Recite this Dhikr 100 times daily. There is no power nor strength except with Allah. Let me ask you a question from the very depths of my heart, a question I often pose to myself in the quiet moments before dawn. In the relentless hustle of our days, in the constant buzzing noise of this world, the notifications, the deadlines, the endless streams of news and chatter, where do you truly, authentically find your peace? Is it in the infinite, mindless scroll of a screen, a temporary distraction that leaves you more empty than before? Is it in the frantic chase for temporary things, a newer possession, a higher status, a fleeting moment of validation that evaporates the moment you grasp it, leaving you thirsting for the next? Or is it, my dear friends, in a connection so profound, so fundamental, that it settles your soul at its very core, that fills the silent chambers of your heart with a contentment that circumstances cannot shake, that truly, utterly fulfills you? Allah, our Rahman, our Rahim, the most gracious, the most merciful, in His infinite unimaginable wisdom and love for His creation, has not left us wandering in this desert of distraction without a compass, without an oasis. He has given us the master key, the universal key that fits every lock of distress, every door of difficulty, every gate of grief. The key to the treasury of peace that is reserved for the believers. The key to a fortress of calm that stands unshaken amidst the storms of life. And that key, my brothers and sisters, is Dhikr, the conscious, heartfelt remembrance of the Almighty. It is not a mere ritual, it is the very essence of our spiritual survival, the oxygen for our Iman. Think of your soul as a pristine, clear pool of water. The world, with its dust and debris, its worries and its whispers, constantly stirs that water, making it cloudy, murky, impossible to see through. Prayer is the deep, purifying filter that cleanses it. But Dhikr is the continuous, gentle inflow of pure, fresh spring water that constantly replenishes it, that maintains its clarity, that ensures it never stagnates. It is the spiritual maintenance we so desperately need but so often neglect. And today, with a heart full of hope for your success in this life and the next, I want to place in your hands a key within that master key. A powerful, profound, divinely prescribed, yet beautifully, elegantly simple gift. It is a gift that the Prophet Muhammad, our ultimate guide, who was sent as a mercy to the worlds, himself cherished and directed us towards. It is a phrase that contains within it a universe of meaning, a powerhouse of spiritual energy, a formula for resilience that is desperately needed in our times. Recite this Dhikr 100 times daily. There is no power nor strength except with Allah. Do not, I implore you, let the simplicity of these words deceive you. Do not let the familiarity of the Arabic lull you into a state of passive recitation. This, my friends, is not just a sentence you utter. This is a revolution waiting to be ignited within your soul. This is a foundational declaration that has the power to rewire your entire perception of reality, to recalibrate your relationship with your Creator, and to rebuild your inner world from a place of helplessness to a citadel of divinely sourced strength. When you say, Allah, Allah, you are not just making a statement, you are performing an act of the most profound spiritual surgery. You are identifying and extracting the root cause of all human anxiety, the illusion of independent power and control. You are looking at your own hands, your own plans, your own intellect, your own bank account, your own social network, all the things we mistakenly rely upon. And you are saying with conviction and clarity, these are merely tools. They are instruments. In and of themselves, they possess no inherent power to benefit me or protect me from harm unless you, Allah the all-powerful, Al-Qawi, the all-strong Al-Mateen, decree and channel your strength through them. You are moving from being an employee who frets over every detail of the business to being a trusted custodian of the owner of the entire universe. The burden of ultimate outcome is lifted from your shoulders and placed rightfully upon His, the most strong. This is why the scholars of old called this phrase a treasure from the treasures of paradise. Imagine that, a treasure not buried in the ground of some distant land, but placed on the tongue of every single believer. A treasure that requires no monetary investment, only the investment of a few moments of your time and the sincerity of your heart. The Prophet said it is a treasure from the treasures of Jannah. And what do we do with treasures? We guard them fiercely, we value them immensely, we utilize them to enrich our lives. Will you, my dear believer, walk past this priceless treasure 100 times a day? Will you leave it unclaimed, gathering dust on the shelf of forgetfulness, while you struggle and strive with a weakness that is self-imposed because you have not connected to the true source? This daily practice, this commitment to 100 repetitions, is not a burdensome chore. It is the consistent, gentle carving of a new channel in the bedrock of your heart, a channel through which the nourishing, powerful, tranquil waters of divine assistance and remembrance will flow until it becomes the dominant feature of your inner landscape, shaping everything else around it. This consistent daily act of carving this channel is not a mindless repetition. When you stand or sit or walk, and you begin with Bismillah, and you utter those words, Allah, Allah, wala quwwata il bil, you are initiating a direct, intimate, and powerful conversation with your Lord. This is the essence of the second keynote, the establishment of a divine connection that births an unshakable inner peace. You are in those moments switching off the noisy frequency of the world and tuning your heart to the ultimate, eternal frequency of the divine. Think of it, you are speaking and Allah is listening. Not just listening, but as He promises, He is responding. He is drawing nearer. He is enveloping you in His mercy and attention. In a world where we often feel unheard, where our cries get lost in the crowd, here is a guarantee from the Creator of the heavens and the earth. I am near. I respond to the call of the caller when he calls upon me. Your 100 calls are not going into a void. They are being received by the most attentive, the all-hearing. What does this connection yield? It yields a peace that is alien to the logic of this world. The world says peace comes from security of wealth, stability of circumstance, or the approval of people. Allah teaches us through this dhikr that true peace, sakina, descends from Him when you sincerely acknowledge that all power and strength are His. You are saying, my situation may be difficult, but the one who controls all situations is with me. The challenge may seem insurmountable, but the one for whom nothing is difficult is my source of strength. This is how anxiety is traded for serenity. The weight on your chest lightens not because the problem has vanished, but because you have consciously handed the burden of its solution to Al-Qadir, the all-powerful. You do your part, you strive, you plan, but your heart is not tied to the outcome in a desperate, fearful way. Your heart is tied to the promise of Allah. This internal shift is monumental. It transforms you from a victim of circumstances into a conscious, trusting servant navigating circumstances with a divine compass. And with this divine connection and internal fortitude, you automatically build for yourself a mighty shield against negativity. This is your spiritual armor forged 100 times a day. Negativity attacks from two fronts, from the external whispers of Shaytaan and from the internal whispers of your own self, your nafs. Shaytaan's primary tool is to make you feel powerless, to convince you that your sins are too great for forgiveness, that your goals are too lofty to achieve, that your trials are unique and unbeatable. When that insidious voice whispers, you can't, you're immediate, trained response is now on the tip of your tongue and engraved on your heart. Allah wala quwwata illa billah. You are right, I can't. But my Lord can. My strength comes from Allah. You deflect the arrow of despair with the shield of divine reliance. Similarly, your own nafs can lead you into the valleys of anger, impatience, arrogance, or despair. When you feel the heat of rage rising, before the harsh word leaves your mouth, recite this dhikr. It is a cooling pause, a moment to reconnect with the true source of strength. It reminds you that reacting in anger is a show of weak, unchecked emotion, while exercising patience is a demonstration of true strength granted by Allah. When you feel pride creeping in after a success, this dhikr is the perfect antidote, humbling you by affirming that the ability to achieve came from Him alone. You are building, brick by brick, a fortress of mindfulness where your reactions are no longer automatic reflexes of the ego, but chosen responses from a heart grounded in Allah's remembrance. This constant practice does something even more profound. It begins to transform your very perception of the world around you. Your spiritual eyesight is sharpened. You start to see with the light of Iman. A closed door is no longer just a failure. It becomes a sign saying, your provision and success are from another direction ordained by Allah. Say Allah, Allah, love and trust. A difficult person in your life becomes less of a torment and more of a test. An opportunity to practice the very strength you are invoking, to respond with a character powered by Him. You begin to witness the signs of Allah, the ayat, in everything. The rising sun is no longer just a celestial event. It is a daily demonstration of His power and a metaphor for the hope He can bring to any dark situation. Your entire life's narrative shifts from a story of what is happening to me to a story of what is being unfolded for me by my loving Lord. You move from a perception of lack and scarcity to a consciousness of divine abundance, the abundance of His support, His solutions, His mercy, which are limitless. And this, my beloved people, brings us to the most beautiful, heartfelt point of all. Never ever for a second view this practice as a heavy commandment, a burdensome obligation added to an already long list of duties. Please understand this with every fiber of your being. It is a gift of love. Allah al-Wadud, the most loving, is al-Ghaniyai, the self-sufficient, free of all need. He does not need our dhikr. We are the ones who are impoverished without it. He commands us to remember Him for our own sake, out of His profound, merciful love for us. He knows what our souls truly crave. He is the creator of the heart, and He prescribes its cure. This dhikr is that cure. It is His invitation to a personal, ongoing relationship. He says in the Quran, a verse so tender it should bring tears to our eyes. So remember me, I will remember you. Quran 2:152. Reflect on that transaction. You, a finite, weak human being, make time for Him 100 times a day. And in return, the Lord of the worlds, the King of kings, the sustainer of all that exists, promises to remember you. What an unimaginable honor! What a cosmic exchange! His remembrance of you is not a passive recall. It means His care, His guidance, His protection, His facilitation of your affairs, His enveloping you in His mercy. You are essentially securing divine attention and assistance with the currency of your remembrance. Could there be a more merciful, more loving system?